let's just get the show started on the note of this. Welcome to today's edition of the program. This is your Business Morning, this Wednesday, the 4th of December. I am Busi Namafai. This is the big story from African Development Bank. AFDB Nigeria on Tuesday reviewed the country's fiscal strategy program of 2013-2019, showing the agency achieved $5.3 billion injection into key areas of the Nigerian economy. The approval that came from AFDB Group, headquartered in Cote d'Ivoire, was $3.2 billion US. So the behind the closed door stakeholders meeting yesterday was to review with the government agencies and private sector how much injection was done into the economy. You remember the $210 million US injection into Nigeria's power sector, TCN, the transmission company of Nigeria. All of that form part of what the AFDB says was achieved in Nigeria in 2019. So a new threshold has been set. So the stakeholders a meeting yesterday identified new areas to be done. What the size will be, we don't have that yet, but the new fiscal period will be 2020 to 2024. The new areas which the AFDB says has been identified to intervene in Nigeria's economy include infrastructure development and the promotion of social inclusion via agribusiness and human capital development. So between 2020 and 2024, AFDB says it will be intervening more in human capital development, education, healthcare, and a few other areas, including financial inclusion. Everything in between will be part of what will be done moving forward. We'll get you more details of that as the day gets on. But let's talk about the latest data from Nigeria's Statistics Office. That the selected banking sector numbers showing non-performing loans in Nigerian banks down sharply by 1.14 trillion naira in the third quarter of this year. That's July 2 to September. In the same period last year, the non-performing loans on the books of all Nigerian banks was 2.24 trillion naira. The data shows non-performing loans in the critical sectors of oil and gas was down sharply from 1 trillion naira to 264.2 billion. And the power sector non-performing loans slumped from 163.89 billion naira to just 46.88 billion. In other words, those who are debtors to the banks are paying back thanks to the central bank and the other authorities who have made it possible. If you take a loan in one bank, you cannot hide cash in another. Now the banks have the authority to take your money wherever they may find it. Meantime, yesterday, Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission arraigned in court a 19-year-old young man who was a fraudster. He forged the name and the logo of AfriVest West Africa to conduct a Ponzi scheme. He promised 100% return on investments within 45 minutes. And then he's heading. Now he's being arraigned in court. So, where are we as far as domestic sugar production is concerned in our agricultural conversation? This is what the executive secretary in charge of the National Sugar Council had to say about the target which was previously set and why that target was missed and the new target being set for the year 2023. Take a sweet listen.
At the rate we are going, it's now clear to us that we won't be able to hit the 1.7 million that we set out, but we should be close to about a million metric tons of sugar per annum. And I think that would be good, because actually when we set out, it was an ambitious target that we set for ourselves. And it was deliberately so, because they say if you are aiming for the top of the skyscraper, if that's where your target is, don't just aim for that place, aim for the sky. So if you can't even reach the sky, at least you'll be able to get to where you want to get to. Getting from near zero tons per annum to making about 1.8 million tons in 10 years, for those who know the sector will tell you it's a tall order. And indeed, everywhere we went to throughout the world, preaching, because we also went out trying to get investors, or we attend some of these international fora where talk gets around to what is Nigeria doing about the sugar industry. And we preach the gospel of our NSMP. And by the time we reel out what we intend to do, the question they never fail to ask is, are you sure? Are you sure this is not too ambitious? And we say, well, let's start and let's see how far it goes. So if we hit the 1 million metric tons, that would be quite good. Quite good because if you remember what happened in the cement industry, like I usually try to remind all of us, I think they started in 2002 when Nigeria was producing about 2.4 million metric tons or thereabouts, and they set a 10-year target which will end in 2012. By 2012, they were able to just get, I think, 8 or 9 million metric tons. Fantastic, really. But between 2012 and 2016, we went to 34 or 32, 34 million metric tons of cement. So it's like it takes some time to lay the foundation for all this kind of industrial, developments. But once the foundation is laid, to put on the superstructure subsequently doesn't take much of a time. If we are able to hit 1 million by 2023, that will have been a very solid foundation from where we expect that within the next couple of years, we will even surpass the 1.8 million metric tons that we projected Nigeria will need by 2023. So I think we are doing well. We just hope, and it's a serious hope, that our economy doesn't go into recession next year as it's been feared. Because part of the problem we had was when it went into a spin in 2016. It really, all the momentum that we have gained in 2013, 2014, 2015 just, kind of went down with that economic recession. And most of 2017, we just tried to now revive, and by last year, we were back on our rhythm, and we have kept with that.